Podcast.
Okay.
My intros have been off lately. It's the CU Podcast for October 1st, Tuesday, 2019. Alongside frightful Ian Ferguson.
Woo!
I'm scary Pat Contry. What are we talking about? Some good gaming and pop culture news. Spider-Man back in the MCU. Mario Kart Tour on your mobile device. The Atari VCS back in the news. As well as At Games having some issues with Walgreens of all people and Namco Bandai. And your Q&A and a Patreon poll. Ian,
Pat,
you got a video review in the works. This is shocking.
I have a video review in the works, and I have a podcast coming out too.
What?
The Extra Napkins podcast.
Okay, were you going to tell me about this?
I was
Extra Napkins?
telling you about it earlier this morning.
What's the Extra Napkins podcast going to be, Ian?
It's John and I talking about food topics, just whatever.
Okay.
Just anything.
Okay.
Anything.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope you're not getting too splintered between that. Yoikoi Kids, you have all these other podcasts out there, not the good old CU podcast, your bread and butter CU podcast.
Just keeping my head occupied.
Not your bagel and cream cheese CU podcast, your bread and butter CU podcast.
No, bagel and cream cheese would I mean, bagel and cream cheese is far more important than a bread and butter.
Just to get back to that harrowing story last week, I'm not against bagels and cream cheese, but butter should be an option as well with your bagel. It should be. I wouldn't discount it.
So I need to ask. What I don't remember this bagel issue. What
with my Uncle John from last week?
Oh,
right.
Fun of me? Yeah. Right. That's right. Okay, I couldn't remember. I thought it was about a pizza. That's right. It was about bagel.
I don't want people to think that. I'd say 80% of the time I use cream cheese on my bagels, but you should be able to have a nice everything bagel with butter.
Butter is a fine option.
I'm just going to say it.
Cream
right
cheese
there.
is my go-to, but I will butter a bagel.
I mean, to me, one of the finest things you can eat is a nice bagel with cream cheese and lox, or tomato slice on there. Like that's the best thing.
It was one of the first things I ate when I got into Buffalo. Was I walked across the street to the bagel shop and got a bagel with lox.
Yeah. Whenever I go to
Do you want the capers and the tomato and the onion? Yes, I want the capers and the tomato and the onion. Put it on there.
We still got to go to Bali High brunch with Vonnie, and you know what I'll eat? Lox. Lots of love.
Will Joey Rue DeSena pop out of one of our bags and take your lox?
And take the lox off my plate like Clan of the Grey Wolf did one time?
I really wish I hadn't brought that up. I should have waited to see if you would have brought it up because you brought it up every time.
No, I totally forgot. Thanks for reminding me how disgusting and inappropriate that was 7 years ago that Rue did that to me. He took the lox off my plate.
That's
for
fine.
God's sake.
It's not the end of the world.
He said, well, Pat, there's more right there. I said, yes, there's more right there. You can get your own lox. That's why it's a buffet. I'm not a dirty heathen. We love Rue. We miss Rue. I'll give Rue a call. Let's see. I'm going to see what I'll find out what the latest in the LED lighting technology world is.
I was just going to say, I love that light bulb wizard.
Yes. Yeah, he works in LED lights. You know, the YouTube thing's far gone at this point, but he likes the LED light stuff. A certain Super Nintendo guidebook is somewhere in the Pacific Ocean right now. I radioed the captain the other day just to make sure everything was fine. Everything was good in one of those gigantic cargo ships. You can go to ultimatesnes.com right now and read through it. Ian, what do you think of the book so far?
I flipped through it last night actually when I was very sober, and I enjoyed it. It's visually appealing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was hedging my bets that you even cracked it open.
Oh no,
at all.
I did.
Wow, my heart is actually like a flutter now, Ian, because in the past you would have been like, I haven't had time to look at it.
No, I looked at it.
What any reviews you actually read through, or
no? I was going through like the articles and just the layout and the design.
Isn't the layout nice?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I didn't read anything yet.
Well, okay, I'll take it. He cracked it open. He looked through it.
I did. Well, and the thing was, I was walking. I was literally what happened was I was walking to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and I walked by it, and I was like, I need to open this book and look at it. So I sat down
Ian.
and I opened the book and I looked at it.
Thank you, Ian.
Yeah,
our friendship isn't totally dead yet. You
There
opened up the book that heart and soul went into, as well as a lot of money. Because again, I pay the people that work on my book.
It's a good thing to do.
That's my competitive advantage, being an ethical business person.
I mean, also your book is not garbage.
That too. That's part of it. When you pay, you get what you pay for. I guess. Thank you, Ian.
I'm sorry.
Wow, he is actually sticking up for Pat. This is good. We're in lockstep here. So speaking of Super Nintendo, I got the controller. Where did I put the controller? The Switch Online controller. Oh, it's over there. As I
Jesus.
my cleaner fell. Switch Online controller here. It looks like a Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah, it looks nice.
That's all I can say about it. And then it's also in French and also in Spanish at the bottom. Interesting. There. Yeah, I'll try it out.
Give it a go.
Have you been playing some Super Nintendo?
I played some. Have you even downloaded the Super Nintendo?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But I did download Mario Kart Tour and play that, which we'll get into.
We will get into that.
You think I want to play more Super Nintendo games after I edge the book? Like, I want to relax a little bit. I want to cool off a bit.
Fine.
But the big news, Ian.
Yes.
Our favorite little Queens teenager, Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the MCU.
I'm shocked.
I'm kinda a little bit. Like a little bit.
There's no way that
little bit.
wasn't... That to me seemed like way too calculated of a way to bring up hype.
No, oh no, I think it was touch and go. Because this is why, Ian. Because if it was not planned, all that shit went down days before D23, so they couldn't mention Spider-Man at all, Disney, and that was strange for everyone.
That's fair. I don't necessarily mean that it was planned, but there's no way that they were not going to reach some sort of conclusion on that. There's too much. There's too much money on the table for all parties involved.
So for those who don't know, this happened when Ian was gone on his Buffalo garbage plate trip. Was that the deal between Sony? Sony has the movie rights for Spider-Man. They have since the early 2000s when Marvel went bankrupt and sold off all their properties to stay alive, the movie rights. And they have them all back now, with the exception of Spider-Man and the weird Universal Hulk deal I won't get into. That's still a very strange one. They can use Hulk in the movies, but they can't have a Hulk movie. That's why Hulk is teaming up, and that's why like Thor Ragnarok was like a team up. Like
it was like it was a Hulk movie,
it was kind of half a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did negotiations, but they fell through to keep them going. So Disney/Marvel, Kevin Feige, who's been the mastermind behind the MCU, throw all the money at him. He produced Homecoming and Far From Home. Sony still distributes it and does that and puts up the money, but they don't actually make it. It was Disney making it. And in return for that, they were getting 5% of the ticket gross. Disney was 5%. So they wanted to renegotiate, and then Sony was playing hardball. They didn't want to give up any more of the money, and they settled on. I'm not Nostradamus. They settled on exactly what I said they were going to do, which is 25%. So Disney puts up 25% of the money, backing it. They get 25% of the ticket gross. That to me is fair, because this is what would have happened if the next Spider-Man movie came out not tied to the MCU. All the bad press would have made at least 25% less anyway. At least 25% less. And the fact that they're putting up less of their money, they would have lost out anyway. Sony on this, they would have lost out big time. Just from the bad PR, especially.
That's how I would. That was my thing. It was like they announced it, and like I said, too much money on the table. I thought, but they would not recover from that. No, that was a lot of bad blood.
Especially since they were so tied into the MCU from the first two movies with Happy and everything else. From what I read, they couldn't have used probably most of the elements from those movies if the deal fell through. They had to like start from scratch for a third movie. It would have been disastrous.
From what I understand, Happy would have been out.
Definitely. Yeah. But I'm not sure the other characters could have stayed either. I don't know how that was in place. Either way, it would have been sloppy. Would have been sloppy. Did you see it yet? I
haven't seen.
Did you see Far From Home?
I haven't seen Homecoming.
Wow. Okay, you got to see them. You do. They're worth it. Are they on Netflix? They might be on Netflix.
No, they are, and I do want to see them.
Well, the first one is.
I fell off of the. I have to see a couple of those.
So this is what happened. All you Venom morons saw that movie and gave Sony a false sense that we can do stuff on our own here. That garbage movie. So they're like, we don't need, even though Disney resurrected the character for us because we didn't know what the hell we were doing with the Amazing Spider-Man movies, we don't need him anymore. So they worked it out, thankfully. They worked it out, and you're going to have at least one more Spider-Man MCU film, and then they negotiated for one more appearance in another MCU movie. But what's going to happen is that they're going to try to do their own Spider-Verse. So they're going to have MCU movies of Spider-Man, and then Sony's going to do their own fucked up Spider-Verse that no one asked for or cared about, that's going to have no connection to the MCU likely. Cool. They announced a Madam Web movie. I've read, Ian, hundreds of Spider-Man comics. I don't remember any of them that had some Madam Web in them. I honestly don't. I couldn't name her as a, and Spider-Man has one of the best villain galleries next to like Batman. I don't think she's in the top 20 Spider-Man villains. And I can start rattling them off if you really want me to. For Spider-Man villains that should have a movie, if you're going to go that direction, before you get to someone like Madam Web. You're looking at projects, you're like, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who Madam Web is.
The whole point is that she's like a multiverse character, so I guess they're trying to do their own thing to bring Peter back into the Spider-Verse with Venom, and no one would see that. I mean, no one's going to see the Morbius movie. Less than nobody would see a Madam Web movie if they went in that weird direction. There's maybe 3 Spider-Man villains that could carry their own movie. They already used one of them, Venom. Maybe you could do a Green Goblin movie. Maybe someone would see a Norman Osborn movie. I don't know. But that you're running thin at that point. They thought about doing a Kraven the Hunter movie at some point. I don't know, a Sinister Six movie. It's silly. But the fact that we're getting a Spider-Man movie in 2 years, at least you'll get to tie up what the huge cliffhanger, which I won't give away now, from Far From Home. You'll at least get to tie it up and put a bow on it, even if then after that point there'll be no more MCU Spider-Man. I still think there will be, because the amount of marketing money that Sony gets from this to see the movie, you got to keep them in the other outside movies. You have to. Like, everyone wins.
Oh, I can't imagine that. I have a feeling that they'll make it seem touch and go, and they'll probably try to renegotiate as often as they can. But I can't ever see him completely leaving the MCU once it's in there. And my main reasons are, like I said, purely monetarily, it would be stupid to, and 2, you're gonna get a lot of fan backlash. You don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna say to everyone out there: don't see the Morbius movie. Sony's getting too big for their britches. No one wants to see these weird Morbius is an anti-hero character, but no one cares. Morbius had a small run like in the early 80s, and no one's thought of him since, really. And don't say, well, he had a one shot in 2006. No one in the mainstream cares about Morbius or cares about vampire movies like that they're going to see that.
Excuse me, I love vampire movies.
Besides Ian, okay, then wait for Blade to come out then. All right, wait for the Blade reboot to come out there. All right, well, so that's what's going on. We're going to be at Portland Retro Gaming Expo October 19th and 20th.
2.5 weeks.
My God.
I know.
Okay, I got stuff to do before that.
Yeah, I leave 2 weeks from Thursday, so yeah.
You're going on Thursday?
Going on Thursday, coming back Monday.
We see our friends. It's the mecca of the retro gaming community there. You know, everyone's going to be there.
I always recommend that if you go to one, go to Portland. And if you go to 2, go to Long Island as well. Very good convention here.
Hey,
But,
for the pizza alone, you go to Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. That was a magical night, Ian, with me, you, and Frank.
That was a night. I had a couple of magical nights just eating shit in the lobby of that hotel.
Well, you didn't invite me to the other shit-eating party. I wasn't there at that one, unfortunately.
You were out having sushi.
Oh, the sushi.
Yeah, you were all out having sushi. I didn't have the
The intestinal fortitude
to go out and be very public.
Oh, real quick, the Raw reboot happened last night, and they have a whole new announce team, including our pal, or my pal, Brendan Williams, who's in NXT now. And then when I saw the announcement, I had no idea he got into announcing. He's been the 205 live announcer as Dio Madden. I had no clue. So when I turn on Raw, I'm like, I know that guy. 6'7" gigantic black man. I'm like, I know that guy. Then I double check. I'm like, that's him. So if I told you the story. I met him at PAX East like 6-7 years ago when he was just coming off of being on the Jaguars. His dad was an NFL player. A super nice guy, and kept in touch throughout the years. He got into NXT, and I had no idea that he's now the color commentator on Raw. And he's big into anime stuff and video game stuff, which a lot of the younger guys are now. But congrats to him for making it to Raw as a color commentator.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? And he's doing it along with who's he doing it along with? The other 205 play-by-play guy, Vic. What's his name? God, I don't know. And then Jerry the King Lawler's the third mic. But yeah, congrats to them. It's Vic Joseph. That's the color the play-by-play guy that's on there now, and they did a great job for the first time. It was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to grow into it, and as you go, 'cause that's a big thing going from 205 live to a 3-hour Raw, and that's like wow, holy crap. But
Yeah, that's a huge jump.
that's a huge jump, especially as the audience is like 10 times bigger at least. That's watching Raw season premiere there. So yeah, good for our pal Brennan there. Hopefully I run into it. He was actually at Retropalooza Houston like 3 years ago, since he's from Texas, because he trained with Booker T, I believe. So he was down there at the time.
Oh,
because
cool.
Booker T has his wrestling school there. And I have another friend who might be trained with Booker T, which I won't talk about right now. So anyway, so congrats to that. And then the competitor AEW is tomorrow, Ian. We got to check that out. We'll check the competitor out.
It is tomorrow, isn't it?
AEW Dynamite.
What is it on?
TNT.
TNT. Do I even get that?
You don't get TNT? Oh, you don't have cable?
I don't have cable.
Okay, well, you might have to get some other nefarious streaming ways.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
sure.
you can use NordVPN to help. NordVPN.com/CU podcast. Use code CU podcast. Save there.